Hello, this is SquawPlop321, and today I'm going to be going over tutorial 015 or 15, and I'm going to elaborate more on the function that I showed you yesterday. It's called include, and it's not technically a function that acts on something, but it includes a separate file. Now, there's different versions of this, like include once, which is a bit slower since you have it double checks and keeps a log of which files have been included, but that's not really going to be needed in this tutorial. Now, I made some files here called include.php, shirtslong.php, and shirts.php. So if I bring in here, and I made a shared folder which I keep this shirts and long shirts file, or shirts long, and then I have the 15th tutorial, which has this main file here, and then I have a folder called include, and then I have this PHP right here. Now it can be named anything, but it has to have a PHP after it. Now, or a .inc or inc. Now I'm just going to show you what I put in this include.php, and it simply says, "Hey, you included me. Take a look in the main file. Do you see me?" And I'm going to put that there and save it. Now, I'm going to say include, and then I'm going to say this folder here called include, and I'm going to say include slash, and just like as if I went and saw it, I'm going to type in include.php for the file name. Now, I'm going to save it like that. I'm going to come back to the browser and refresh and see that. Now, do you really see that line in this main file right here? Of course not. You only see this include, so it's referring back to this file here that has this code in it, and it executes this code. Now, if I said, if I made a variable here, like, let's see here, if I went $x equals 0, and I did $x plus equals 1, and then I put a space here, $x, and then I put a HTML break. Then I can save it. I'll put a new line in there too, and save it. And now you see that there's a 1, of course. Well, what if I copy this file a couple times and save it? See that? It's going through as it's sharing the execution of this, and it shares this variable between the executions of this including PHP, and as you can see, I'm not actually setting X in here, I'm just adding to it. That's really all I have to do for that. So what if you're trying to go to this shared folder? Well, it's not in the same folder as the 15th tutorial folder, so what I'm going to have to do is put a // which tells the system go back a directory, go up a little bit, go down a bookshelf or something, and then I'm going to type in shared, and I'm going to say shirts.php, and in here I have just the shirts array. So to prove that I've included it, I'm going to say print r and then shirts, and save it and refresh. As you can see, that it's that way. Includes the same thing which I've done in the past tutorials. Now I've made a long shirts list which has a larger range of sizes, like extra small to quadruple extra large. So if I went here, back here, and I went in and typed in shirtslong.php, I can save it, and I'm going to have a much larger range here. So if you're thinking, well, I just used the same variable here, so would this overwrite or still add to it? Because I see that this adds to this array. Well, the thing is that the problem is at the beginning of this file, it makes a new clean array which it sets the files to. So I could say I could include this several times. I'm not going to see multiple lists. It's going to be the same length. So what if I say that I want to also have both the shirts long and the shirts file in here? Well, since this part is executed after this part, or rather, this file is executed first, and then this file is executed. So therefore, this shirts sets a new array after all these arrays get set in within it. So I'm going to get back this result even though I included this file first. I'm going to save it and refresh, and as you can see, it's the same as if I never even included this file at all. Now, of course, if I did something special like I added x plus equals 1 here, then of course I'm going to still have the effect that x changed. So I'm just going to go and echo here and say x and save. Refresh, as you can see there's a 1 there. So if I change this to a 2 and save it, I should get 2, as you can see there. So even though that this variable has been nullified, this still acts. So that's not really the problem. All of this gets executed, it's just overwritten by this variable right here. Now don't get confused here. I'm not overwriting which file is executing. I'm overriding variables within the files that are getting set. Of course, that might have been just complex to say that. So just follow the visual examples I've shown. That's all I have today, and I did a really long tutorial on the last one, so I'm not going to do a super long one today. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to go more on the include wants and something else. That's all for today. Signing off, Plop 321.